Hello, hello, people of the internet. My name's Alex Santa Maria, known to the people who don't eat at Chick-fil-A as Pudge. Now, I probably haven't recorded a video in about, years? Many a good year. So, what would bring me out of my slumber and talking to you once again? Well, this man. This man is eating at Chick-fil-A for 114 days. It's probably a notable feat that he's done. He spent hundreds of dollars at the establishment. He probably did a great harm to his own health by eating Chick-fil-A every day. But he's old enough, he's probably going to be fine. That's not the problem I have. The problem I have is that the New York Post wrote about it in an article. The New York Post via Fox News. For some reason. I'm not sure why. I can't tell you. I can't tell you a lot about anything that's on this page, but I just kept staring at it, and I felt the need to share. So we're just going to go through this one by one and see. First paragraph. It's unclear if there's an official record for eating the most Chick-fil-A. If it's unclear if there's an official record, then why is this a news story? Obviously, you can't keep track of all the fiends out there who are eating chicken every single day for their entire lives because they love that Chick-fil-A. They just cannot get out of the drive-thru. They spend 45 minutes every day getting sandwiches. But okay. So this guy's name, his last name is Mark Menderhall. That's his name. He's from San Diego. Now, this is the New York Post. San Diego is in California. Again, just wanted to. So you can't meet the guy if you're reading it in New York. I guess it doesn't really matter because we live with the internet. But still, it's a weird thing that you're happening here. Okay. Menderhall has been eaten in San Diego and Chick-fil-A every day except for Sundays. Because Chick-fil-A, of course, is not open on Sundays. Because it's a religious restaurant. Or the founders are religious or something. So he didn't eat 114 days. He ate 6 days a week for however many weeks. So 7th day, he had other food. If this was an actual true record, I don't think Guinness would let you get away with this shit. I think that you would have to buy food on Saturday for Sunday. Because you can't say that. He didn't eat it for 114 days. Okay, let's keep going. So he's done this for the past several months, which has earned him the nickname Mayor of Chick-fil-A by the staff at his local restaurant. Who gives a shit? Who? Yeah, if I went to the local gas station every day for 6 months, I bet they'd have names for me too. I don't know why the newspaper would be interested in it. It's just a weird thing. Also, I don't think the staff gave him that name because he has an Instagram page where he's very proud of that name, and it's /Mayor of CFA. So no, this is a brand for him. This is Mark's time, the Mayor of CFA. But okay, let's keep going. Last week, it was also reported by KGTV. What was reported first? What in the first 2 paragraphs was worthy of news that you were reporting? Did you meet this guy, and then the rest of it's just supplemental material? You're not using that correctly. Okay, let's keep going. Menderhall has set a new record for eating Chick-fil-A on the most consecutive days in a row. You've already established that there's no official record. There's no... You're going back and forth on this. And he hasn't gone for the most consecutive days, because again, Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays. You can't go on a Sunday. You can't do a consecutive time going to Chick-fil-A. Most consecutive days are 114, although Chick-fil-A was not available to confirm if the restaurants keep official records for such feat, because of course they wouldn't. Because who would do this? Who would keep that record? They'd have to hire people at every store. That people would have to sign in some sort of Chick-fil-A ID system in order to keep track of this nonsense. No one would ever do this until we live in some sort of post-apocalyptic hellscape where everyone has an ID and they have to check in at the local Chick-fil-A to get their deals on their cell phone. People already do that. Forget I said anything. And then he gives a quote here. The habit started about 5 or 6 years ago. So he's been going to Chick-fil-A for longer than this. He just decided that he liked to go so much that he was going to set a record. That's great. Cool. I will say people at Chick-fil-A are pretty polite the times I've been there. I'm not going to stop going just because the guy's an asshole, because everyone's an asshole, you know? But Chick-fil-A opinions aside, it's still, you're given... This guy knows what he's doing. This guy knows what he's doing. Okay. Minderhall is a real estate agent. He was eventually persuaded to set a personal record for eating Chick-fil-A after he became aware of a man in Georgia who ate at his local restaurant for 100 consecutive days, aside from Sundays. Because, again, Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday. So this guy, he's a real estate agent. He must have a lot of time on his hands. Because he saw somewhere, I don't know where he saw it, he became aware of it. Does he go to a Chick-fil-A message board? Is there another sad news story about another man who's going to Chick-fil-A for a long period of time? Where did he learn about this? I don't know. And then he saw that information wherever he might have seen it. And he decided, well, I don't have anything to do in my free time. I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A every day except for Sunday for an indeterminate amount of time after 100, because this guy in Georgia is not going to get my title of the biggest Chick-fil-A fan in the world. Or in America. Is there Chick-fil-A in other countries? Seems like a pretty American thing, but I'd say KFC would be a pretty American thing too, and that's in Japan. So, anyway, let's get back to it. He thought to himself, hey, well, I could do that. And then he just decided the next day that he was going to embark on this horrible quest for Chick-fil-A glory. And he told himself he'd go 105 days, and then he couldn't stop. He broke the Georgia fan streak. Yes, that's great. He raised some money for charity, because if he didn't raise any money for charity, he would be an insane person. At least if you raise money for charity, you could point at that and say, oh no, he's not just doing this for his own satisfaction. You kind of have to raise money for charity if you're going to do this, and then publicize it in the New York Post, and assumedly other publications. I just happened to get this off of Twitter. I'm sure there are plenty of news articles written by plenty of bored newspapermen who just needed something to write about. I wrote about Apex Legends esports earlier today, so I know exactly how that feels. Yep, he found out about the charity. That's great. Here, we're going to keep going here. Menderhall's wife, meanwhile, wasn't as crazy about her husband's hobby, and especially the time he disappeared from a family trip to Disneyland so he could go to Chick-fil-A. Yeah. Man. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? You're in Disneyland, and you leave to go to Chick-fil-A? There's not a Chick-fil-A in Disneyland, or Disney, maybe a Disney World. There could be some in one of the complex. Who knows? They got 1,000 things in there. But you went down the street in Disneyland to go to Chick-fil-A. Disneyland? What? I guess everyone has to have a hobby, right? And this guy's hobby is getting a newspaper article about himself to go to Chick-fil-A a bunch. And his wife planned a vacation to Palm Springs so that his wouldn't go to Chick-fil-A. That's the next paragraph. His wife planned a vacation to stop his obsession with the good chicken. And then the last part, that doesn't mean he's given up for good. Mendenhall will definitely be back at his local hangout, where the staff already knows his order by heart. My favorite thing on the menu is the original chicken sandwich, fries, and a large Diet Coke. That's everyone's favorite thing on the menu. That's what you get at Chick-fil-A. No, the chicken sandwich. That's why people go to Chick-fil-A. That's why when Popeyes made a chicken sandwich, everyone lost their shit. And now Popeyes has the same drive-in problem as Chick-fil-A, because apparently the American people cannot get enough of this certain kind of fried chicken sandwich. So yeah, dude. People that work at Chick-fil-A are just going to assume that everyone's favorite order is what you said. A Chick-fil-A sandwich, fries, and a large Diet Coke. It's not like you're going in there and you're getting the grilled chicken salad and apple straws. No. You're not doing that. I would always get a large Diet Coke with extra ice. Thank you. Thank you for that. That's really good to know. I really appreciate that detail. The team members always knew that. You said the same thing twice. That was the end of the article. That's what's happening at the New York Post. We're just going to read these related articles here. I'm just going to read these and then we're going to end whatever the fuck this is. JetBlue passengers pet a possum. Gets him kicked off flight. Restaurant thief cooks himself a meal before trashing cafe. Girl 5 seemingly flips off audience during school Christmas play. Seemingly. Perhaps. We're not sure, but we're going to write an article about it. Because we got nothing better to do. We're the news media. Happy Festivus, everyone.